And we move. We march. Week 9 is FAU. And then after that, we finally get our other bye week. So Florida Atlantic's been an interesting team. We've seen them win a couple of games this year in terms of the scoreboard that was shared. We're 6-1. Still our only loss against Air Force. We finally got our first recruit last week. A freaking mid-80s rated kicker, which is insane. I mean, we probably should have gone after a higher rated kicker earlier than we have, but hey, it's worked out for us, you know? It's worked out. Yeah, we probably should have gone for a better kicker sooner, but we were prioritizing other spots. It's fine. There we go. Well, 2 linebackers are already here, and we get the wide receiver that we needed in Aaron Jensen. So that will allow us some maneuverability here in terms of recruitment. Team needs now are 2 linebackers, 3 linebackers. No, it's 2 out of 4, right? And then the punter. Okay. So in terms of wideouts, Brett Cole, we have a huge lead for him. He could still sign with us. I'm taking him off the list, though. Robert Young, we also have a huge lead for, but I got to be honest, I think I'm just going to take him off the list for now. Maybe. And then we need what? A linebacker and a couple of punters. We got 2 linebackers. Okay, so yeah, we need 2 more linebackers, and then we need a punter. So Philip Chandler, we are still battling neck and neck with Boston College for. In terms of linebackers, we'll take Michael Hines out because we don't have a huge lead for him. Take out Travis Simmons. We're going to take out Brian Alston as well. I think I'm going to leave Young there when I take the other kicker off the list. You nailed it because I'd move him to punter if he signs. You nailed it, buddy. You answered your own question. Okay, if we were to max allocate, how many points would we have left? 500 because we get the extra bonus points now. So we have enough points to continue to fight. Now we can focus on trying to get some late 4- and 5-star recruits into the mix. Whoever we might be able to get. For the 5 stars. Now, obviously, I could sort by lock percentage, but there's not going to be a ton of 5 stars. I didn't realize Eric Newsom was a 5-star at linebacker, so that's amazing. All right, there isn't a single 5-star that we can get at this point. So who do we have? I mean, there's a wideout. I feel like some of these guys we can scout, but those really aren't positions of need right now. If they ended up being great, that would be fine, but a couple of 3-star defensive ends are in the mix. I'm going to scroll all the way down. Do I want to go 30% or go 20? We really don't need a quarterback at all, but it's the thought of what if these guys have a crazy high rating, you know? Again, we really don't need them. I'm going to go take one more look at our program right now as it stands. Double check the ages of certain players here. So at quarterback, Jones is a junior, another junior, a freshman, another freshman. We really do not need a quarterback at all. We just don't. Running back, Ocean Gate Submarine got hurt. We have 1 senior. We really don't need one there. I mean, an elite level fullback would be nice. We have 2 senior, 3 senior wideouts, but again, we're bringing in the replacement. And we still have someone who would play wideout if he signs. So that works. It says we don't need a tight end, but I really think we do, given that one's a senior. So we could look at fullback. We could look at tight end. We could always look at the O-line in general. That's never a bad idea. The defensive line, we don't need any help there whatsoever. We do have 2 seniors, but we got, you know, some younger guys. Armor Abs, Crabs will be there next year. Defensive tackle, we don't need anybody. We've already gone after a crap load of linebackers. We have one senior corner. We're not going to need anybody there. Fullback, tight end, and O-line, I think, should be our priority now. The rest of the way. Let's see. Are there any solid fullbacks left in terms of lock percentage? That dude's a 72. I mean, he's not bad. That dude's showing up as a 50, and I can't imagine he's much better. Shows us a 7th on that guy's list. I might fight for this dude. We'll see. Then it was tight end. We don't have too many dudes under 30% here. Again, anything above 30, it gets to be pretty difficult. It's a bunch of 1-stars. 2-star. You got a 3-star in Antoine Patrick. Chris Gonzalez. Those are the last two. Let me take a look at these guys really quickly, scouting-wise. So Nick Brown. We can go for him. That's fine. Tight end. Gonzalez is only a 59. Patrick is also a 59. Probably not worth trying to fight for them then. Probably not. Stubbs, what's going on, man? I mean, this dude is 6'8", 255 pounds, but he's just terrible. It's just not worth it. I mean, we could look for a 2 or a 1-star and just see if they're a little bit better, but it's taking off players revoked the scholarship. Technically, no, because we've had players signed that I've taken off the list. Fuck it, for shits and giggles, now is the time. Let's look at those 2 fullbacks. And then tight end-wise, even if they're 2-stars, fuck it, we're going to look at them. Well, that's interesting that I put Walker on the board and other people just say, nope, won't sign there now. That's pretty interesting. I mean, whatever, man. Your loss. I'm going to scout these guys out. We're going to see if we can find a bit of a steal here. And we'll fight really hard for the O-line at the end. So the odds that any of these guys are good enough gems to be worth going after, pretty slim. Some of them are okay-ish. You could argue whether or not they're worth going after. Low to mid 60s, but especially at 2-stars, I mean, it's not that great. Imagine being a 2-star and complaining about competition, right? At the 62 there, it's just not going to be worth it for those guys. I mean, their development's going to be shit. All right. Oh, last thing to look at then is the offensive line. Just to see if somehow, some way, there are any late steals possible. We have Victor Schmidt. Quite a few guys here. We got a guard. Not as much. Still a couple of options. And then at center. Also, not as many options. A couple of them. Okay. Wonder if with the Saban effect, you could just spend every week offering every player in the nation a scholarship at 0.25 Instagram. That's theoretically, you could, yeah. Theoretically. Okay. INT is interest. For the tackles, let's go ahead and reset our points for this week. Because I do want to scout out people. Let's see, Victor Schmidt. Ooh, a gem up to a 75. Brett Anderson's obviously out. Sherrod Williams at a 68, 66. 71. Okay. All right, we got a couple of guys there that are interesting. About a guard. Another gem. Ryan Stewart. He's up to a 72. Okay. Got a couple of late additions here. It's not bad. Gary Lumpkin. Nobody at center, though. You do have to be in the lead for the Saban effect to work, though. So, yes. I mean, you could technically... You couldn't necessarily just go in 1 week and offer it, I'm pretty sure. Well, then again, maybe it wasn't. I seem to remember in Boston College, we didn't have to be in first to get it to work. But maybe it's... Maybe I'm misremembering. Okay, so obviously we used up some points there. Let's go down to the very bottom. We will start offering out scholarships for the other dudes. I forgot all about the last second fullbacks I added to the list. Jeez, that guy's a 43. I'm not going to be against going after Nick Brown. And again, there wasn't really any tight ends that were worth it. So try to improve some of our weaker positions. And then take it from there. So let's see. Breakout. Yield calculator again, 6,500 points. Take away the 1,600. And divide that by the 18 that we have left. That is 270 points per person. Oh, 3 is too long. 1, 2.5. Almost. 1, 2.5. Hey, 1, 2.5. Try to find the timing. Gotta try. Close, so close. So, I mean, recruitment is looking a little bit better for us. It's still going to be overall our weakest class, hands down. And it's kind of crazy given that we got a 5-star linebacker. Hopefully out of nowhere, you know, that off-season bit, there might be a really good 4 or 5-star that we could just try to steal at the last possible moment, you know? Could be. Not out of the realm of possibility. Florida Atlantic, they're 3-4 on the season. We are better than them, B+ to a C+. Doesn't mean a damn thing. But a win on the road here would be outstanding. Rocking the red and blue, that's fine. All right. Whew, my night was horrible. I had to do laundry, but I had to go to the laundromat at almost 8 p.m. because the basement with washers and dryers are flooded. I mean, just go down there and hand wash it yourself and then only use the dryers. Could have saved you money. Got a big brain.
Glad to have you with us in the studio.
Right. Florida Atlantic.
NCAA Football 14 pregame show.
Let's do it.
Presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. FAU Stadium, located in Boca Raton.
And we keep up our relative run of good form.
Open in October of
Obviously knowing that we're playing bad teams, and we lost to one of them. Although this is a game that we didn't schedule. Of course, we have to play Florida Atlantic basically every year. Here we go. Here we go. Did I ever fix the dishwasher? No! We're waiting for a new part to get here. I'm very tempted to just buy a new goddamn dishwasher. Garage door's fixed, though, and it's beautiful. Beautiful. All right, low-scoring game. Florida Atlantic on the board. They've scored twice in a row. 14-10. Our offense starts off hot and then just dies out as the game goes on. It's crazy. 16-14. We have the ball with 5 minutes. Oh, God. Let's see. Oh, my God. They might have capped it off. 3:02 to go. Up by 5 as Florida Atlantic takes over. Dusty, we lost to Air Force. Our offensive line didn't show up, and nor did FAU's on that play. Great way to start the drive for us. Watch this out here. We'll take over if they give up a touchdown. 2:45 left. Long way to go for FAU. The lefty looking. Caught. Will get the first down. Yes, he will. Some horrible tackling for us there. Marcus Harrell, their quarterback. Option. There we go. Jesus, first guy couldn't get him. Second guy did. Old King Toogie the fourth. Whew. Clock is ticking for FAU.
Second down.
I'd love for this to be a no-touching victory. Watching the gameplay does not count as touching. We have to physically take over the team. They gain 4. It'll be 3rd and 11. 2:02 left in regulation. West Virginia. Mountain Mama. It's a big win. Wow, Mizzou started out the season ranked. Now they're unranked and lost again. Throw over the middle is caught. More horrific tackling, but we do stop him at 4th and inches.
The offense hurt themselves.
Here we go. This could be the game right here. 4th and inches. They're 1 for 1 on 4th down in this game. Hand off to the running back. He's short. Navy gets the stop. Let's go, boys. Finally showing some defensive acumen. That should be it. And it is. Not the most convincing win in the world, but it is a victory. 3 straight wins after the loss to Air Force, to the Air Force, as we beat Florida Atlantic. And you know what that means.
No touching! No touching! No touching!
No touching. 19-14, the victory. Again, not overly convincing, but we will gladly take the victory. Gladly. A 4th and inches stop to seal the deal. As again, look at that. 10 points in the first quarter and then just 9 points the rest of the way. What a really weird defensive game. I don't know what to make of it, but we did get the job done. Jones sacked twice, 13 of 29, 248 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Over 100 yards on the ground for invalid username. But a rushing touchdown for Ahoy Matey, who I'm a little bit worried got hurt. He only had 12 carries. And then receiving wise, obviously no touchdowns, but a big game for William Henry Harrison. 7-1. 1 win away from our most wins in a season high points. We should very much be bowl bound yet again, as we try to set a new standard for us here. Try to get this team to the next level. Again, the goal this season, win a bowl game, maybe even win the conference championship. We can do that, then all of a sudden you can start saying, hey, maybe we should worry about our resume a little bit more and try to push for some of those higher bowl games. But for now, we're not quite there yet. Even though we're a 91 rated team, we're struggling to beat teams that aren't that good, which makes me think about a playbook change, but we're hanging in there. Still in a battle for Philip Chandler. Shout out to Random Nomad. What's going on? All right, yeah. For people who think we're going to be ranked, I wouldn't bank on it. I can double check the rankings, but I don't even think we're close. Nobody's ready for a visit, which is fine. How are we on the points front for the new boys that we are targeting? We're going to fall out for Philip Chandler. BC is just going to get him. So we got to go all in for one of those 3 punters. We're going to back out on Chandler. For the fullback, Nick Brown, it's not looking good. I'm not even going to bother. Victor Schmidt, we're out. What about these last second tackles we tried to fight for? For the most part, we're looking okay. Most part, we're looking okay. So that leaves us with 15 people on our board at the moment, which equates to about 430 points per person that we can utilize here. Of course, we still have some needs to fill, so I'm not going to add anybody in a skill position that might still be out there and is yet to commit. We're not going after those guys yet. And that was my fear, was that it would take us too long to get these commits. Again, we only have 4 on the season so far, but this is why we chose to focus on need, you know? There's a lot of jerseys in the background. 10 of them, to be exact. Or should I say, 12 of them, because math. Although you don't know if there's 2 jerseys behind me. Might be 10. Maybe it's just a blank space behind this chair. You ever think about that? All right, we don't want those extra points on Stewart. Want those on Nicholson. Like, he's our guy. He is our guy. So through the bye week, on the other side of it, it's our old friends in USF who have given us some trouble over the years now. You have a blank space, baby. So I will. I will. He spends all of our money on jerseys. That's not true. I haven't bought a jersey in like a year. Not since the Bruins reverse retro last year, I think. No, that's a lie. I bought the Bruins home jersey this year, a couple months ago at the start of the season. I don't buy nearly as many as I used to, though. Yes! We kept the athlete on the board. Wide receiver Robert Young has commit. There's now 2 wideouts that we've brought in. So you know we're going to be looking better in terms of recruitment class here. Big lead for Nicholson. We have some people that we are ready to schedule the visits for. Charlotte and Eastern Carolina, our final 2 home games. Keep that in mind, but let's see where we are at here. Big lead for a lot of these guys. If they would hurry up and fucking commit, that'd be great. Jeremy Johnson's gonna be out. It's not worth fighting for him. So that is 13 people for the 6,500 points. That is 500 points per person on the dot. That worked out well. We can maximize points on every single person. And that's it for recruiting as we continue to try to lock down more talent. Not too bad. Not too bad. So USF, they're 6-2 on the season. 4-1 in conference. We are 4-0. This could go a long, long way in deciding how the conference works out this season. Right now, as you might expect, we are towards the top. Charlotte, though, is 4-0. USF again at 4-1. It's going to be one of us 3 winning this division and heading to the conference championship. This is a game we really have to win. We really, really have to win this game. Saw Florida Atlantic was 0-6 in conference games, yet they just gave us so much trouble. By the way, in terms of the top 25, conviction, by the way, what's going on? The reigning champions, Notre Dame, still the #1 team in the nation. LSU went from unranked. They're 7-1 this season, and they're right back in the conversation. But yeah, again, we do not have any strength of schedule whatsoever, so we're not in the conversation. Shout out to Nevada, who is, though, which is insane. You know, if we look at the coaches poll, others receiving votes, we are actually receiving some votes at 7-1. I mean, if we keep doing a good job, we could actually make it, but we need to keep winning. Here we go. A gigantic game against the USF Bulls. God, that green helmet is so fucking ugly. Well, we will rock the, go with the old Bill the Goats. Biggest game of the season, I would argue so far. You could argue finally beating Army was that game, but there's a big opportunity in front of us here. We just have to make the most of it.
Hi everybody, Reese Davis with you, bringing you the
Just have to make the most.
NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan.
And USF's giving us some trouble. Pelvic thrusts aplenty at Raymond James Stadium, home of the missing pirate ship.
Enjoy everything.
Is the pirate ship actually not there? when USF plays? Is it on like a Rey Mysterio hydraulic lift that they just lower? All right, here we go. 7-0 Navy. Will our offense completely stall out again after a hot start? Make it 7-7. 14-7. 21-7 at half. 24-7. 27-7. 34-7. 34-14. 41-14. They've done it again.
No touching. No touching.
41-14 over South Florida. I did not see that coming. At least a touchdown in every single quarter. Again, who the hell saw that coming? This team is so inconsistent. It's insane. Hayden, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. What a game for John Paul Jones. 22 of 34, 322 yards, 3 touchdowns. Was only sacked once. He also led, or almost led in yardage. He led in attempts. Ocean Gate Submarine, who was injured, or is still injured, 79 yards at the touchdown. And then Donnie Jepp, the touchdown as well. Receiving touchdowns for Captain We're Sinking, Donnie Jepp, and You Sunk Me Battleship. Hey, look, there's the pirate ship. I just saw it. It's just very small. Turns out the pirate ship is there. It was just tucked away in the corner. Who knew? We're what, 8-1? We're undefeated in conference. Maybe we do end up as a ranked team. It is Temple. I believe Temple, Eastern Carolina, or Temple, Charlotte, and then Eastern Carolina to end our season. We have tied our record for most wins in a season since we've taken over. This is our 3rd straight year with at least 8 wins. Trying to get to 9 for the very first time before we take on Temple in week 12. A lot of pressure. As our coordinators both improve, the linebacker Kevin Nicholson has signed. Tremendous. Tremendous. Still not ranked, but we're closing in. Shout out to Smelly, by the way, with the old gifted sub to James. James, enjoy it. Enjoy a horrible collection of random emotes. Let's go power moves and finesse moves. Or, ooh, you know, man coverage and press for the corner and the safeties. Knowing how bad our or zone coverage. Let's try to improve zone coverage, knowing how bad our fucking passing defense has been this season. Quarterback throw power and accuracy, improved catching, break tackle, and elusiveness. And obviously the quarterback increase would be nice, but actually having people catch the ball, having people be able to break tackles would be great too. Especially for running backs. I'm gonna go for the catching, I think. Try it, we'll try it. Let's see where we stand in terms of the polls. Focus on the coaches poll right now that has Notre Dame at number 1. Western Kentucky, the only other team to be up there. Got Smelly, by the way, now 58 lifetime gift subs. Smelly, thank you for that. My goodness, my goodness. Tremendously appreciated. Oh my god, people are breaking into that top 25. Where are we? We got 232 votes. If we keep winning, we could find ourselves ranked for the very first time. Let's check out the recruitment. 19 scholarships left. Trailing for Jeremy Washington. That's not ideal. We got a couple of visits that we can schedule here as we wrap up the season. Is there anybody that we are out for? We continue to try to lock down the needs. There's nobody that we're necessarily out for, so that's good. In terms of the needs, again, right now, it is, what, 3 more linebackers? Actually, it's 1 more linebacker. We have 3 signed already. Obviously, they've had to be outside linebackers. So, yeah, 1 more linebacker. We'll be okay. Popcorn chicken. 53 months on the primer. Apparently, in NCAA 13, if you pick off a pitch and return it, it counts as a rushing touchdown. Fair enough. I don't have much of a response to that, aside from that is a fun fact, unless you are the one who turns the ball over. That'd be me. That'd be me. I'm still not very good at running the option. Temple is next. We have a huge advantage as the Owls look to play spoiler. We'll get him in the cherry. Whew. Okay. Okay. Now all of a sudden there's a lot of pressure on field. Off the field, in terms of recruitment, again, it's not going to be a great class, but our needs have pretty much been addressed. Now it just comes down to what happens on the field. We return to the scene where we were able to beat Navy. Not Navy, Army. We are Navy. Where Navy were finally able to beat Army is what I was going to say, but it's fine. In South Philadelphia. The link. Financial Field, and it's the venue for today's game. All right. Heads never fails, as the old saying goes. Perfect, because I wanted the opening kickoff. There you go. All right, boys. Big chance here. You just dominated USF. Temple's 5-4 on the season, and you're losing to them. You're shut out in the first quarter. You are up 14-7. Still 14. Nope, now 14-14. 17-14. 24-14. 31-14. 31-21. God. They killed it off. They did it. They did it again.
Here we are late in the fourth quarter, and this is what this game has come down to.
We fumbled the ball.
This could be the one right here. Throws incomplete, intended for his wide out.
We fumbled the ball. They have no timeouts, 15 seconds left. Light touching.
Second down.
Light touching. 15 seconds for Temple to either win or force overtime. And the rare interception will seal the deal. Temple's 4th of the game. Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado. And for the first time under our control, Navy wins. It couldn't have been a defensive back. Navy wins their 9th game of the season, and we didn't have to take over to save the day. You know what that means.
No touching! No touching! No touching!
No touching. 38-35. It shouldn't have been that close, but that's Navy football. If you don't love a heart attack in the fourth quarter, you don't love Navy football. We were outscored 21-7 and hold on to win it by 3. Christ. 4 touchdown game for Ocean Gate Submarine. Holy shit. Horrible game. Absolutely horrible for Jones. Yikes. Yikes. Great game for Submarine with 4 touchdowns, only 107 yards. Our offense fucking struggled, man. They struggled. Donnie Jep, though, 6 receptions. Henry Harrison with 4 and 50 yards. It's another weird game, but it is another result as we continue to storm through this season. 9-1. Will that be enough to see us ranked for the very first time? Texas isn't even ranked, which is insane. We head to week 13. Charlotte, who last we knew were right there in contention for the conference. We are going to have to check the conference standings, and indeed, it is our most wins in a season with 9. We have finished the last 2 seasons at 8-5 after bowl game losses, so it's the best team we've had yet, and so far they've kind of sort of proven it. Kind of sort of. Kind of sort of. Any good luck on the recruitment front? We need one more linebacker and a punter. There's the linebacker, Joe Abrams. All right. Well, that is the linebacker that we needed. For the first time, Navy football is ranked number 24 in the nation for the not-so-midshipmen. Despite like an F strength of schedule, they still have us in the top 25. Fucking Western Kentucky might play for the national title. Jesus. But there it is at 9-1. Ranked for the very first time. How do you like that? Progress, baby. We're making progress. Now let's lose our last 3 games of the season, including the bowl game.